It is planner season and it is time to buy our new planner for the new year. And if you see all the styles and all the different layouts, you may be getting a little overwhelmed and not sure which planner to pick. So in this video, I'm here to help. We're gonna find your planner personality and we're gonna find the planner layout to match. We're gonna make it fun because we're gonna use Clutterbug's organizational styles as our guide, and we're gonna match the organizational style to our planner layout. Because if we know our organizational style and how we organize our home, it's likely the same way we organize our life on paper. So let's talk about Clutterbug. Clutterbug is an organizational style, and it is actually a concept introduced by Cass. She is the Clutterbug. She has a website and a YouTube channel and all things Clutterbug, which helps identify your organizational style to types of bugs, hence Clutterbug. And she helps categorize those so you know where you fit and you adapt and embrace your organizational style instead of fighting against it. Well, we're going to use those organizational styles to help find and define and figure out our planner style. Now, before we find out which bug we are and we take the organizational style quiz to figure it out, we need to ask ourselves two important questions. We need to answer these before we ever look at any planners. This is going to help shape and guide all of the rest of the process. The first question is, what is the primary goal in you having a planner? What is the main goal, main reason that you even need a planner? Now, there could be multiple reasons, of course, things like you want to track for your family and all sorts of things, but what is the ultimate number one reason why you're about to purchase a new planner? So I'll go ahead and answer this for me, and I know that it actually changed. I thought the main reason why I wanted a planner was to actually track things. I thought it was for tracking appointments, tracking my schedules, tracking my to-dos, and that is a reality, but it wasn't until midway of this year that I realized the ultimate goal, when I really dug deep and thought about it, the answer of why I really want a planner is not so much to track everything, but I want it to be a productivity tool. I want it to help me do things, not just tell me the things to do, not just have a place to put the to-do list, but I want it to be able to help organize it and make me be more productive. So I know the planner can't actually make you do anything or motivate you. It all has to come from yourself. But I did make sure that the tool, I was using it right for the priority I had in mind. And that was for me to be productive. Okay, then second question to answer is, what is the primary thing? What is the one thing you could not live without in a planner? Is it your calendar? Is it your habit tracker? Is it the to-do list? Is it the weekly list? Is it a spot for notes? What is the one thing? Now, I know if you have a planner like I do, it serves multiple things. But what is the one thing you can't live without? That is probably going to be the primary thing, the main focus you need to see when you're in your planner. For me, it's my to-do list. It's my projects, tasks, and goals. That list is the ultimate thing for me in my planner, which also sets me up to achieve my first ultimate goal, which is to be productive. If I have that all laid out, I know how my month's gonna go, how my week is gonna go, how my day-to-day is gonna go, because I can plot it all out because I have made those lists and found the perfect place for those lists to exist. So that's what you have to define. What is the ultimate one thing that you can't live without in your planner? Okay, now that we have those two questions answered, right? What is the ultimate goal of a planner and what is the one thing you can't live without in your planner? When you have those two questions answered, we're now ready to get into your style, your planner style and your organizational style. So let's start with our organizational style. Clutterbug defines the organizational styles into 4 categories for bugs. There's the cricket, there's the bee, there's the butterfly, and there's the ladybug. So each of those is the actual bug that defines a style. Let's go through them. So cricket. Cricket is detailed but hidden, and that's me actually. I am a cricket. I know I like to see things organized, but I don't like a lot of clutter. So I like a very detailed, which explains all my to-do lists. I love detailed organization, but I don't like a lot of visual clutter. Now, I am kind of a hybrid between two bugs because there's a part of me that's a bee, and a bee is also highly organized but also visual. They like their things out in a way that they can see them because they forget about them if they don't see them. That's so me. So there are things that I have done, like my gift wrap transformation. I did a part of my closet that was all the gift wrap stuff, and I moved it out and I put it all on display on a pegboard. It was a total transformation, and that's more of a bee element, but it definitely has the detailed, organized, detailed element of it, of a cricket and a bee. So that's a cricket, that's a bee. Now let's talk about Ladybug. A ladybug is simple and hidden. So they like simple processes, but they like things to be behind closed doors. So that way it's not overwhelming. That is a ladybug. And the butterfly. A butterfly is simple and visual. So they like their processes and organization to be very simple, not complex, and they tend to be visual. So things are on display. Now, if you want to find out what bug you are, I'll leave a link to the Clutterbug Organizational Style Quiz so you can figure it out. As I said, I am a cricket and a little bit of a bee, depends what room and part of the house I'm in. But that is my organizational style. And it just so happens that it fit my planner style. So let's get into planner style. Now, before we get started into our planners, one thing to know, just so you have some insight from me, is I have been using Laurel Denise planners for the last year and a half, actually a little more because we're into the fall months, and it's going to be 2 strong full years that I've been using the planners. Absolutely love it, and I think it's because I already found my priorities. I identified what was important, and then I identified, without even knowing it, my organizational style. And then I knew what works for the season of life I'm in. Now, it doesn't mean a season of life can't change mid-year, and that's why we end up maybe having to pivot in the middle of a year. But Laurel Denise also has those opportunities with undated planners or academic. If you find you're in that season of life where you're following more of an academic calendar, they have those options as well. All right, so let's talk about the planners and the layouts. The first one is called the And. Laurel Denise did do a rebrand and renamed all their planners to be specific names. It is going to be more helpful in understanding and branding and to not have such a long name based on the layout. So the And, which used to be the vertical and weekly layout, is now called the And it is the vertical. So this is the one I have. I picked this planner from the beginning. I've been using it ever since. I think it is probably what I'll be doing again come the next year. And if I can't decide, I'll stick probably with the vertical, and add inserts, because that seems to work really well. Inserts are your friend if you're on the fence. The next planner layout is the Nancy. This is a horizontal and has the weeks and month together, but it is a horizontal layout. The next planner is called the Scout, and this is your portrait planner. So you have your month on the top and you have your weeks at the bottom. It has a bigger monthly view, and we'll get into how that matches for an organizational style and also how it can match up based on additional questions. And then you have the Rose. The Rose is the project planner. So it's a 4-column and it has your month. And this is the planner that's really going to help with those specific projects you have in list format. And that's why I'm kind of wondering if I'm leaning towards a project planner, because I seem to be doing more projects. Now, if you do decide to go with a Laurel Denise planner, or have been, don't forget to use my code Danielle10. If you go to their website, purchase anything, especially with all the new stuff coming, you can get 10% off if you use my code Danielle10. So I just wanted to let you know that as you're looking through and you're seeing these planners match with the organizational styles. Let's get back to the matching of the organizational style to the planner style. Let's start with the Ladybug. The Ladybug, remember, is simple and hidden, and it matches really well with the Nancy, the horizontal planner. Now this gives way to more space for jotting things down and also having more of a flow from left to right. So it gives more ample room, and it really helps really contribute to that organizational style like the Ladybug, where it is a little more simple, not as detailed as time blocking, a little more space, a little more freedom to move about. The next style to planner is the butterfly. The butterfly is simple and visual, right? And it's going to pair really well with the rose, which is a project planner, a 4-column project planner that is really great for putting all the details and great for list making. So it also has that perfect visual, and it's a little more simple. It doesn't have a lot of elements to it. So it's going to pair really well with the project planner, a great match. And then there's the B, the detailed visual organization style, and that matches with the portrait planner. The portrait planner is so good visually because it has the big calendar at the top. And then you can organize each day and list those out and have a little bit more detail. But it's really good about having that big detail and being visual. So it's really good to match with that portrait planner, which does the same. Now the Cricut. The Cricuts have the most detail. They're detail oriented and they love categorizing. If you've seen someone who likes breaking down their day by hour or into time blocking, the vertical and planner is your match. The lined columns give you room to get specific and keep everything structured. Now that you know the Clutterbug organizational styles and what bug you are, and you also know the planner layouts and how they match, leave in the comments, let me know which you are, and let me know if this worked with what planner style you have. This would be great for us to share and to see. I am, like I said, a Cricut with a little bit of a B, and I know that the Anne is a perfect match for me for my planner. I am looking forward to getting another one. I'm looking forward to seeing their new covers, the new designs, all the different things they're gonna have with the launch that's coming later this month. Remember, when you go to the site, be sure to use my code Danielle10 to get that 10% off. So this has been so fun. I loved matching the organization styles with the planner layouts, finding a good match, and hopefully it helped you and you know what to do come later this month when they launch and all the new planners are available. To help as a guide, I will leave links in the description box. I will have a link to the organizational style quiz to know what bug you are. I will have the planners that match each of the styles, and I will also have a link to Laurel Denise's website and the date of the launch, so you know when to expect the new planners and when to be ready to get one of your own. Thank you so much. I love that we got to do this. I thought this was so much fun, a great way. I hope it helped. If so, leave a comment. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe so you can see more videos like this one. We get into planning and productivity. I also love being creative with all things food and crafting. So be sure to like and subscribe to see those videos and click the bell to see more. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.